Dear children, you all are welcome to the social class. In this class, we are going to see the fifth lesson from the past and present book, the Delhi Sultanate. You see, from 1206 to 1526, the period is called as the Delhi Sultanate, the age of the Delhi Sultanate. And in this period, there are five dynasties ruled the Delhi Sultanate. The first one is the Slave Dynasty. The Slave Dynasty ruled from 1206 to 1290. Then the Khalji Dynasty, that is from 1290 to 1320. Third one is the Tughlaq Dynasty, that is from 1320 to 1414. Then the Sayyid Dynasty, 1414 to 1451. The Lodi Dynasty, 1451 to 1526. These are the five dynasties ruled the Delhi Sultanate, that is called as the age of Delhi Sultanate, that period 1206 to 1526. First we can see the Slave Dynasty. The slave dynasties, these dynasties, this is called as the slaves or Mamluks. These sultans are called as slaves or Mamluks. First, the Qutbuddin Aibak was a slave, but he was appointed as a leader for a Delhi Sultanate by Muhammad Ghori. But after Muhammad Ghori, that Qutbuddin Aibak coming a independent king. In the year 1206, he started his ruling power as an independent ruler. He started, and up to 1210 he ruled that Delhi Sultanate. Then when Ghori died, that Qutbuddin Aibak became an independent ruler. Then after that Qutbuddin Aibak, Shamsuddin Iltutmish coming to the throne. He is coming to the throne in the year 1211, and he ruled up to 1236. In a war, Iltutmish was died, but that Iltutmish have the sons and daughter, but he not believed his sons, he believed only his daughter. So he gave the dynasty power, the ruling power to his daughter Razia. She is called as, her name is Razia. The Razia Sultan, she is coming to the throne in the year 1236. She ruled up to 1240. In this time, the nobles opposed Razia because they not get interested to get the order from a female candidate. That only their problem, the nobles' problem. The Razia is a woman. They opposed that we can't be a workers for a woman like that. Then in the year 1240, she was deposed and she died in the year 1240. In between the year 1240 to 1266, there are Nasiruddin Muhammad another sons of the Iltutmish ruled that slave dynasty, that Delhi Sultanate. Then on that time they were the puppets in the hands of the powerful nobles, because they have worked by the ideas of the nobles only. Then in the year 1266, Ghiyasuddin Balban coming to the throne. He is one of the most powerful ruler. He ruled like Iltutmish. Just the people believed that the Iltutmish came back like that Ghiyasuddin Balban ruled. He ruled from 1266 to 1286. Balban restored the power and prestige of the monarchy. Already we have learned now that they were the Iltutmish's sons were the puppets on the hands of the nobles. So they have lasted so many places and powers and all. This Balban is restored the power and prestige of the monarchy. He believed that the power of the Sultan was absolute and nobody could challenge it. He introduced the Persian customs of Sijta and Paibos or Zamin Bos. People resented this strongly as they felt such customs were reserved for God alone. Then the difficulties of the slave kings were the Iltutmish had to deal with numerous problems. There were three major difficulties. The difficulties the slave dynasty faced. Iltutmish, what are the problems faced? What are the major difficulties? They are actually the slave rulers means they are not from the royal family, no. This is the main problem, and the nobles shout means to increase their power at the expense of the sultans. And the Rajputs and other Indian rulers had not been completely suppressed and they frequently revolted against the Turkish rule. The Mongols, who had grown powerful under Genghis Khan, were a constant threat of the Sultanate. Later, Genghis Khan's successors continued to create trouble for the Delhi Sultanate. After this Iltutmish and Balban, this Khalji dynasty is coming. That Khalji dynasty, the second one, no, 1290 to 1320, the Khalji dynasty is available. In this Khalji dynasty, Jalaluddin Firoz Khalji is coming to the throne in the year 1290 and he ruled up to 1296. Then Alauddin Khalji, after Jalaluddin Khalji, that Alauddin Khalji is coming to the throne. He ruled from 1296 to 1316 and he did some reforms in the administration. He kept a strict control over all provinces. This is the main reform. Then he did the army reforms. The Alauddin paid his soldiers in cash. He started branding. Nowadays the soldiers are getting the salary by cash now. They started branding horses Dag to prevent the substitution of good horses with inferior ones. A full description for each soldier was also kept. Then in the year 1320, the Tughlaq dynasty is coming, the Delhi Sultanate. 1322 1414, the Tughlaq dynasty. In this time, the Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq is the first Tughlaq king. He is coming to the throne in the year 1320 and he ruled up to 1325. In the after Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, Muhammad bin Tughlaq is coming to the throne. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, one of the famous ruler, but he lost because he is coming to the throne in the year 1325 and he ruled up to 1351, a long time now. But he is shifted the capital. The historians are criticizing that, but he shifted the capital for the purpose to rule the country in the for the administration, to give the good administration. He shifted his capital from Delhi to Devagiri or Dauladabad. Devagiri have another name. Chennai, Madras, like that, no? That he shifted his capital to Delhi to Devagiri. That is not a good decision because he thought that the Sultan felt that he would be able to control the administer the empire better from Dauladabad since it was located in the center of the empire. Then the Mongols were a constant threat to the Delhi Dauladabad. The Sultan's thought would be safe from attack. For that Muhammad bin Tughlaq he shifted the capital from Delhi to Devagiri or Dawladabad. If he is changing a capital from one place to another, from one place to another place means it is very difficult, very expensive and at all, no? So that is not too good. Okay. Then Firoz Shah Tughlaq is coming to the throne in the year 1351 and he ruled up to 1388. We need to learn something about that Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Firoz Shah Tughlaq felt that Muhammad bin Tughlaq had failed to consolidate his hold over the empire because he did not have the support of the nobles and the ulema. Firoz therefore decided to win over the ulemas and the nobles. You see, from the beginning for the slave dynasty, who is giving the torture? The nobles only giving the torture. Like that, the Firoz Shah also understand that the nobles are giving the torture, so we will win the nobles and ulemas. Firoz Shah decided to win the nobles and ulemas. Thank you, children. God bless you all.